Hello everybody and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video we will be talking about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and how he has announced that he will be signing on to this so-called spoiler pledge that he encourages President Biden to also sign on to. And this pledge basically say, right before the election, I believe in October or August or somewhere in some month, I forget now, before the election, whoever is polling better against Donald Trump would stay in the race, while the candidate Biden or Kennedy, who was polling worse against Trump, head to head with Trump, I'll mind you, would promise to drop out by signing this pledge. Now, first of all, this is not something that Biden would ever sign on to. This is never going to happen. Joe Biden would never drop out of the race, especially not in August. Now, the convention is another thing, but if he is the Democratic nominee heading into November and it's August or October or September or whenever Biden or Kennedy wants this pledge to take place, then Biden would not sign on. I think that is common sense. I think that in a lot of ways, Biden would honestly, and a lot of Democrats would honestly rather have Trump in office with rather than Kennedy, which is pretty insane, but probably the truth. Now, this was a big announcement for Kennedy, for the Kennedy campaign. He really wants to make a statement with this because of this poll that came out the day he announced that pledge. Uh, this poll had 26,408 surveyors. 26,408. A typical nationwide poll usually has a good one, usually has about 1,500 to 2,000 respondents. This has 26.4 thousand respondents, which is absolutely insane. By far the highest polled audience that we have ever seen, possibly like ever in any American election, definitely in this election so far. And the results of this poll are truly shocking. As you can see, they polled Trump versus Biden head to head without Kennedy. Donald Trump wins 294 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 244. Trump wins Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. But when you look at Kennedy versus Biden, this is without Trump, you see that Kennedy absolutely landslides Biden. And this is not some poll with 400 respondents. This is a poll with 26,000 respondents across the country. You can see in this map right here that Kennedy absolutely landslides the entire nation. He wins 376 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 171. I mean, this is really historic. I mean, just no one could have expected the results of this poll. You can see that Kennedy wins safe Democratic states like Oregon, New York, Rhode Island somehow, Virginia, New Hampshire, and Maine, of course, and Minnesota, while Biden only is able to hang on to a couple big states like California and Washington and Illinois. Interestingly, Michigan and Pennsylvania stay with Biden, which is really unexpected. But now when you look at the Kennedy versus Trump poll, it's much, much closer. But Kennedy does still pull out a win. He wins 270 electoral votes. It is so narrow to President Trump, Donald Trump's 268. That gives him a 2 electoral vote edge. You need 270 electoral votes to win, and he wins just that. But I mean, wow. Kennedy as an independent, head-to-head against Trump, he wins all of the safe Democratic states. You can see he carries all of them, from Hawaii to California to Washington to New York to Rhode Island to Maine. And then he is able to win quite a few swing states like Georgia, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, depending on what you consider a swing state. And then you can see that he actually picks off really only two heavily Republican states. The most notable being Utah, which voted for Trump by who knows how many points in 2020 and 2016, as well as Iowa. That's the other one he picks off. So the point is, this is absolutely incredible. A poll with 26,000 respondents, Kennedy head to head against Biden, landslides the incumbent president and narrowly beats Trump. And this, I mean, the fact that Kennedy beats Trump really does add a merit to this no spoiler pledge. I mean, this has a lot of truth to it if you are someone who is concerned about about Donald Trump winning another term. I mean, if you are if you know you are someone, an American who really dislikes Trump, whether you're a Democrat or independent or even Republican or whatever, you would really be in support of this pledge, because the same respondents say that they would vote for Trump. Trump wins by quite a lot against Biden, but when it's Kennedy versus Trump, Kennedy wins. So this spoiler pledge should honestly be something that people talk about, that Democrats should sign on to, say that Biden should agree to this, because it really does make sense in a lot of ways. And it makes sense, as I said, in a lot of ways. I mean, Kennedy is polling historically high for an independent at 10.2%. And as he said in his speech where he announced this, he should be a lot higher. And this poll reveals that. What this poll reveals is that people are not supporting Kennedy in as high numbers as they would normally, out of fear, that that the other person will be elected, and that is the campaign that each candidate is running. Joe Biden is saying you can't elect Trump because he is going to take away your rights and destroy democracy. And Donald Trump is saying that you can't reelect Biden because there will be an economic bloodbath, and this will be a country of just full of illegal immigrants. So both candidates are running hugely negative anti the other person campaigns, and this is true. And seen through the campaigns that they're running and their favorability. I mean, these are some of the two most unfavorable, unpopular politicians in America. Donald Trump is disapproved of by a margin of 11 points. Joe Biden at 17 points. These two candidates are hugely unpopular among the American public, but because of the campaigns that they're running, the campaigns of fear, the negative campaigns that you can't elect this guy, Kennedy is only at 10%. He should be a lot higher when you look at this poll, because it shows that when people actually have an option, when they're not choosing someone just out of fear of the other guy, then Kennedy wins the presidency. So this is something that we definitely need to keep our eye on. And honestly, moderate Democrats should push this idea to the Biden campaign. If really it sounds like their main focus, the Biden campaign, Biden has said this privately, that he's only running because he can beat Trump, to stop Trump. But if that really is the truth, then he should consider, whenever this Kennedy wants him to drop out, August or whatever he said, when the polls show, if polls at that time are showing that Kennedy does better against Trump than Biden, then yeah, Biden should drop out. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe and drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.